smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I look at you, I know it's alright. You read my mind, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love. I don't need another love. Yeah. We do this every day. We do this love for life. You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine, but I can see that you don't realize, and that's what made me fall in love. 'Cause you got style, the way your body makes my heart beat sound. It's amazing all the time. You are the only thing I need in life. Oh, I want you. Can't you see? I want you. I believe, 'cause I want you. Here with me, I'm gonna go crazy. I'm gonna go crazy for love.
Welcome in, everybody, to the Sunday Night Spectacular. It's our evening event. It's the Clubhouse Chaotic Chat. One night only sit down with another great member of the community. I'm excited. The ladies are here and ready to roll. As always, joining us tonight will be in-house Angela Minter, the amazing Sammy D. Stephanie Kiel is with us tonight, and Monorail Mollie. Jen is in-house, and Tina will be in the chat somewhere, I'm sure, joining us as we float around. Make sure that you are hitting that all those special comments in the chat along the way, saying hello to others, following our guests, hitting the links for everything that we put in there. All those good things are good. And if you want to help out the ladies here on the channel, of course, you can help me as well as them by hitting the like, making sure you're subscribed, and commenting along the way. And that includes when we get to the segment a little later on, when we're recognizing our highlighted channels of our guests. Give them a follow as well. Ladies, I'm excited tonight. Happy less than 2 weeks to Halloween. We're getting closer to that spooky, scary time, and that means one thing to me, that one day after that I can decorate for Christmas. So I'm very excited. This Christmas decorating day is coming very shortly, and I'm not worried about who it makes mad. Hashtag figure it out. Amy, how are you doing tonight?
I'm doing great. I'm super excited to decorate Christmas. Just so that you know, I almost decorated a tree for Halloween. Joey said no. He's the Grinch.
Yes, boo him. I should have had my boo thing ready, but okay, boo Joey. Speaking of being ready for Halloween, Miss Kiel's all decorated behind her there. How are you?
I'm doing great. Hey, I think that decorating a tree for Halloween's a great idea, Sammy. So I think you should do it.
I think it should be like a bush. Maybe like a bush, like a gourd bush or something. Do gourds come on a bush? I don't know how they're. No,
I don't think the branches are strong enough to hold it.
Oh, okay. Well,
spray paint a bush.
Spray paint a bush. Oh, that's a new thing. Halloween, spray paint a bush. I like it. Okay. Yeah. Miss Minter, how are you tonight? you're all decorated as well?
I am. I'm getting ready to decorate for Christmas here soon. So I got a new tree topper for my Christmas tree for this year. So
Oh, okay.
yep.
I
What
like
does it look like?
It's the one with Chip and Dale on it.
Oh, that's a nice one.
Ooh.
Good for you. Good for you. Well, and speaking of Christmas trees, the only person I know that has a rotating Christmas tree, and I'm jealous. Hello, Monorail Mollie.
Hello. You were talking about a spooky, scary time in a few weeks, and I thought you were talking about Election Day.
Ah,
Yeah, well,
yes.
that's coming too. That's coming too. That's going to be a crazy time in our country. Don't matter what side you're on. We're not going to discuss that tonight. Just go vote, please. Just go vote. That's the big thing. All right. Well, let's get into it here. Let's knock it out. Let's say hello to our chat. Miss Minter, if you would help me out tonight, I'd appreciate it. Oh, and by the way, I am buying a hand when I go to Florida. I'm buying one of the white hands, and I will be waving with you. So I'm just letting you know. I am buying a hand. There we go.
Okay.
We could just duct tape it to you. Just saying.
Oh my goodness. All right, let's welcome in Marin Memphis, Fred O'Malley, Stephanie Kiel, Stacy Rogers, Debbie Burnfeld, Zippity Doo Dug, Sammy D, Paul Engel, Jason Thibodeau, Monorail Mollie, fan of Green Bay Packers, our very own team Marie's Place. Hey,
There
miss
she is.
you. Gloria Thibodeau, Ryan Rowe, A Bouncin' Journey, Darla, Aliens Wear Green Hats, Park Bros, Rob, aka Disney MUK, Shelby J, Ace Snoopy, Mary, and I know some other people popped in. Ed Drew.
We didn't know Sammy had a rotating tree.
I do, and he bought it for me. That's why he's saying that.
I love it.
Sorry, Angela. Go ahead.
Nice.
Sweet Richard, AB, and let's see.
We get everybody for right now?
I think that's everybody.
Okay, we will make sure we highlight others as we go along. Great job, Angela. Thank you. Welcome, everybody. It's going to be another great show tonight. We've got an exciting guest, and I'm excited to talk about that. But before we get to that, we really should talk about last week's show. We just keep having one after another and piling them up here. Jen, tell us about last week, if you wouldn't mind.
Sure. Last week, our guest was Bob from Berry Place 28. Behind the sparkle and wonder, there's a visionary turning imagination into reality. We got an inside look at how the magic truly happens on Berry Place 28's social media last week. We explored how, for Bob, family and friends play a vital role in shaping his Disney story, proving that the heart of every beloved story is built on the bonds that inspire and uplift us in real life.
Yep.
For Bob, being a Disney cast member was more than just a job. It was a transformative experience that became a lifelong part of his identity. It's about bringing joy to others, creating magic every day, and becoming a part of the stories that inspire generations. Creating magic in the parks is no easy task, but after last week's chat, we understand a bit more about the creativity and passion fueling Bob's dreams and the importance for him to engage with his audience. So, Mods, if you can go ahead and drop the link from last week's show for anybody who might have missed it, we'd appreciate that at this time. And I encourage everyone to leave a comment on the show with their thoughts, because, of course, you never know when there's going to be a prize.
There's going to be a prize next week. I'm going to do another prize next week. I'm looking at the prize bin. So next week there will be a prize. So make sure you're highlighting. Thank you, Debbie, for dropping the link to last week's show. You can go back and watch any of the 60 plus shows that the ladies have done in the playlist at any time. I encourage you to do that as well, and check out Barry's Place 28. Tonight's guest is a lot of fun because we get to go back into that mantra of getting to know someone in the community that's relatively new to the community. In the bigger picture, our guest is a little bit new, but man, she's made a splash with her personality and her support and coming to the meetup and getting to meet everybody. I thought she was running for office when she came into the lunch. It was fantastic, and I love that. Love the way everybody was greeting. So let's talk about next week's guest, Stephanie. You met her in that the meetup. Tell us a little bit about her tonight.
I sure did. So this week we're returning back to the East Coast of the United States for a guest that's relatively new to our community. With a generous spirit and a fun-loving attitude, she brings warmth and energy to the Disney community. Her commitment to volunteering and supporting others has earned her a reputation as one of the kindest and loyalist members of the Disney family. She is a constant presence in YouTube chats. Y'all probably seen her other places besides here, always showing up to support multiple creators with enthusiasm and positivity. She has appeared on the Disney Friday Night News and Merch Show here on this very channel with confidence and ease, bringing her unique energy and charisma to the stream. In just a few minutes, we'll be meeting Miss Kelsey Elizabeth.
Love it. I'm excited to meet Kelsey and have her come on and join with us here. I do see, and I know Angela's working on chat, but I do see Christy's Corner is in her chat. Christy, I want to throw it out to you. If you would love to do the show, you're one. I've been thinking about it for a while. I want to get you on. So if you're up for it, send me a DM and let's get you on the calendar for after the first year. A lot of you guys, Christy is an amazing Disney person who's big into makeup. And I mean, I'm talking, she does stuff with makeup that is just crazy good. So love to get you sitting in here with us. And Bounce and Journey, I'll throw the same note out to you. Newer member of the community, Bounce and Journey. If you'd like to join us on the Triple C show, send me a DM. We'll get you on the calendar. We are booking now for February, March time frame for the Triple C show, as we're locked up all the way through the first of the year. Fun questions is what I like to do. I've got some fun questions for you tonight. Chrissy says, hey, yeah, sure. I'll message you. Also, I'll be at Disney in 2 weeks. Awesome. So will I. Look for me. I'll be down there. Let's talk to Miss Angela first. I've got a question. Angela, if you were a potato, what kind of potato would you be?
I think I would probably be a russet potato because it's very versatile. You can make mashed potatoes. You can make potato soup. You can make all sorts of fun potato flavors with it.
Okay. I like it.
So,
versatility. A potato versatile potato. That's good stuff. Okay. Angela, before I go, anybody else, do we have any other friends you want to say hello to real quick?
We do have some new friends that have joined us. We'd like to say hi to Jonathan Chong, Lila Rose, Christy's Corner, Tim Rimple, and Francisco.
Francisco, awesome. I hope to rent a Rimple in 2 weeks. I'm really hoping to do that. Stephanie, yes. Would you rather have spaghetti for hair or nacho cheese for sweat? Hashtag I'm asking for Doug.
Okay. So spaghetti for hair.
Oh.
Yeah, because sweaty nacho cheese just
okay.
Sounds disgusting.
I bet you Doug. I bet you Doug would love that. He would go crazy if Belinda sweated nacho cheese. He would be in heaven. That would be something. I'm going to ask him later. I'm going to find that out. I'm going to dig into that myself. Okay.
You can always dip my hair in some spaghetti sauce too, and if I need a
little hair color with marinara. I like it. Okay. Jen, let me ask you. How long do you think you could survive in the wilderness armed with only a spoon?
30 seconds.
You're just giving up. There's just no.
All right. I'll give it 5 minutes.
I mean, you could.
I am not a wilderness person, so it doesn't matter what you give me. You could give me the full arsenal of everything I would need, and I still would only last 5 minutes.
Okay. All right. Well, I appreciate the honesty. That's a good thing there. I'll go with that then. All right. Sammy, if you could only speak in animal noises for a day, which animal would you choose? Remember, your dad's in here with what you say.
Yes. Well, since Joey didn't let me sleep yesterday because he was snoring, I want to be something obnoxious and be like a howling monkey.
Okay. I like that.
And just annoy him for the rest of the day because I did not sleep at all.
Okay. That Tina, that might work. Try that out. That's a good suggestion from Sammy to do that to Flipper. And P.S. If you do it, both of you, please record it and give it to me. I'd like to share it with the general public. That would be absolutely fantastic. All right, let's get into it. I want to bring our guests in and let the ladies take over the channel. They do so well every week. Joining us is someone who's made an impact with a lot of friends here that we talked to. She's been at my house with the group here helping us out with the meetup and hanging out and having some fun. And it's her second time on the show because she was in here with us as a group, but first time as the featured artist. Hello to Kelsey Elizabeth. And I don't need to be there. Hello. There we go.
There we go.
Hello.
Welcome in.
Hello.
Thank you. I'm glad. to
How
be
are your
here.
ostriches doing?
They're doing wonderful. They're right out there,
Okay, good. Good. Just like to check that.
getting some fresh air.
Nice.
All right, let's get things rolling. Sammy D, it's your show. Take over, please.
Well, hello, Kelsey. So can you please share with us a short introduction about yourself and, to our viewers tonight to get to know you a little better?
Yeah. So my name is Kelsey. I live in the DC area. I've lived here for about 10 years. Prior to that, I was raised predominantly in Arkansas. And then at 9 years old, I moved to Arkansas from Phoenix. But I was born in Texas. So I am a Texan by birth. And that is a big deal for the Texans out there.
Yes.
I, work a lot. I travel a lot for work, and I love traveling in general. So if I'm needed somewhere, I pretty much am like, let's just go and do it. So a little bit about myself.
Cool.
Nice. Now, I know, so from what I hear is that you are a traveling explorer and you visit over 25 countries and 38 states. What's one destination that you truly are surprised and what keeps you inspired to keep exploring new places?
So one destination I was actually shocked by and how much I enjoyed it was Morocco. I'm not going to say it's my favorite country I've ever been to, but I was pleasantly surprised after I went. It was a very interesting country because you have the mountains, you have the desert, you have the ocean. It's, all sorts of climates in one. And it's just, a day's drive to every destination within the country. Why I continue to travel is to learn everyone else's culture. While America is the greatest country on earth, it is great to have the understanding on why and continue learning other people's cultures. And I think it almost makes you appreciate what you have more when you're in those situations.
That makes sense. Oh, that's awesome. And how long did it take you to plan these trips? Like if you're going, when you went to Morocco, how long did it take you to plan this?
So, fun fact, I travel with a group of retired teachers. I met them when I was in college. Because in college, I spent a month in Vietnam and Cambodia, as well as India, separate times. Wow. And I needed a teacher to sign off on all the credits. And so throughout that, I became friends with them because you are in third world countries and you need, need to talk to people. So throughout that, just befriended them. And I have since traveled the world with them. Now they have way more times on their hand. I don't have that much time to plan these things. So what I do is I say, you all plan it and I will send whatever money I need to, and I will just show up. And that's it. It's worked out so far.
Yeah, of course. Awesome. Well, thank you for sharing that.
I've got to cut in. I got a question. Have you ridden a camel?
I have.
Oh, God.
Both in Arkansas and in Morocco.
Wait, what is a camel doing in Arkansas? That's the.
That is true.
I gotta stop. I'm going to get us way off track. That is a late night. I'm coming back at you with questions on that. I got camel questions. Where are we going, Sammy? Before
We're going to Stephanie.
Okay. Good Lord.
All right. So, Miss Kelsey Elizabeth, how did your parents introducing you to Disney as a child shape your love for it? And how have those experiences evolved and continued through your life?
So as a kid, when we lived in Phoenix, we would go to Disneyland. And to me, now when I go out there, it's almost like you have to kiss the ring when you're in California and be there. And seeing the difference between land versus world, I love it because they're so different. And we obviously, when we moved to Arkansas, Florida is a lot easier to get to. And so going every year, multiple times a year at some points of my life, I love seeing the changes. And I know not everyone loves those changes, but it's always they're trying to do something new and fun. Whether the overall crowd likes it, it's always kept us going back. And I think that's what people go back for to this day. It's like, we want to ride Tiana's or see the New Country Bears. And while we love the older version, it's great to see how it's evolved over time. And that's why I continue to go back to this day.
Well, that's
Nice.
I'm glad you're so positive about the changes, because people voice their opinions all the time, and I hear
Of
a lot
course.
of people like, don't change it, but that's good.
Story of my life.
Right?
Live with
Yeah.
opinions.
Yes. Okay. So my next question is, all right. So is that you have a unique story from back in the day in the late 2000s. And this involves your parents writing Living with the Land and a cast member, I hear.
Yeah.
So would you be so kind to share your story?
Yeah. So Living with the Land is a ride. It's a rite of passage to be on that ride in Epcot. Like, I feel like everyone that goes to Epcot has to ride it once.
I thought we were going another way. I was getting nervous.
And so my parents love it. My dad can't ride roller coasters. He had a surgery back in 2002 that has prevented him to do so since, but he can ride Living with the Land. So guess what? We are on that ride. And again, this was like paper fast pass days, before the technology was introduced. And we exit the ride and there's a cast member standing there, not the day-to-day cast member, but rather like an upper, if you will. And they had what you would call like a golden ticket fast pass, and you could take that fast pass to any ride in the park. And now this was again paper fast pass days when you were survival of the fittest, like running from the front of the park to Soarin' or to Test Track to get those fast passes, or else the lines were crazy. And I mean, they still are, but it's a little bit easier to get that fast pass now.
Yes, it is.
Or lightning lane, rather.
Yeah.
And then we were just able to use it throughout Epcot. And I think it was, if I remember properly, it was like a park hopper pass, and we are a team park hopper, so we were able to use it otherwise.
Sweet. That's a great deal.
No, I don't think they do that anymore. I'm going to be honest.
I haven't heard about it, but I'm glad they did then.
You can buy it
for your dad.
Nice price.
Guys,
Yeah.
so, well, true.
For an arm and a leg.
Yeah.
Correct.
All right. So before we head over to Jen, Angela, do you have any more people you want to say hello to?
Yes. We'd like to welcome in KK, Mark Lingenkamp, and Simon Rogers.
Don't forget to hit that like, everybody. We're 50 likes in almost. Let's get this up to 100 likes. That's our focus every week. Jen, where are we going?
I want to talk a little bit about Run Disney.
Oh.
What has been your favorite part of a Run Disney weekend? Is it the race itself? Is it the characters, or just the atmosphere of being in the race?
So for me personally, it's not the run. I can tell you that. I don't love running. Do I do it? Yes. But it's one of those things like a challenge. And I'm like, okay, well, I'm going to go run a half marathon or a 10 miler. And I, of course, picked the longest distance for not running. Ultimately, it's the overall atmosphere that I love. It's the energy, the people get super excited. You get rare characters when you're on the track. And it's just really cool to run through the parks or walk, depending on your speed, at night, or because you have to get to the corrals between like 4 and 4:30 in the morning. And then you are also running through these parks without people. And you can have that picture in front of whatever depending on the race, whether it's the castle or in Hollywood, or Epcot's always the start and end point for these races. And it's just a really cool experience to go backstage and, see the different maps that they create. And yeah.
Very cool.
That's awesome. Yeah, I've never done a race, so that's really cool to hear about it. I hear that it's really cool with all those characters along the way. So maybe someday I'll get my butt in gear. Okay.
If you did the 5K, Sorry to the people that do it, but it is, and I mean this in the nicest way, it's a joke. Like there's no balloon ladies. There's no one like coming after you being like, move, move, move. People are waiting in lines for the characters. That's what the 5K is. It's a character meet and greet and you have to walk 3 miles.
Okay, that sounds like more my pace.
I'll do that too.
Sign me up.
Yeah. And we can walk the whole way too, right?
You can. Yeah. Yeah. There's no time cap.
Okay, I could do that.
I could scooter it.
Yeah. They have
Really?
I think most people use the bikes where that would not be the ability that you have in particular, but they one-handed.
Wow.
But they do have a handicap portion. Yes.
Okay, cool.
Yeah.
Sign us up. Let's switch now to talk about Keys to the Kingdom.
Yeah.
What was the most surprising or fascinating thing you learned on the Keys to the Kingdom tour that changed how you see the parks?
So what I guess never really thought about when you walk by the names and such on the windows and doors throughout Magic Kingdom on Main Street in particular, never knew they were real people. I knew some, if you like Walt, Roy, that type of thing. But all of those names are nods to real people that were in the park, helping with the park, or were significant in the Disney family life. So that was really cool. And then just the overall workings of what happens in the utilidors and how things operate and that type of thing. For me, I'm very production based in my day-to-day job. And that is I love the production side of it. So
very cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I hope to do that tour one day.
It's worth it.
Yeah, I'd like to do that too.
Yeah. We're going to talk a little bit more about your Disney memories in a moment, but before we do that, let's talk about your drink of the week.
Oh,
Angela, you want to take over?
Sure. So Kelsey Elizabeth picked our drink of the week this week. And she picked one from one of my favorite places, Oga's Canteen. And it is the Outer Rim. So Kelsey, could you tell us a little bit about this drink, like why you like it, and anything like that?
Yeah. So when I drink, I love to drink tequila. I'm not a big carbonated drink person, beer, that type of thing. Seltzers, maybe. But this one in particular, it's got the salty because of the black rim salt, as well as the sweet. And it has the yellow that you see on the drink is like a passion fruit mixture, if you will. And to mix it in, it's the best balance, in my opinion.
Tequila, a curry, and citrus. Star Wars cocktail. Okay, interesting.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So I guess my question is, I'll start with Angela. Have you tried that one yet? I know you've been to.
I have tried it. It's not my favorite, but I have tried it. It is on my list of the ones I will order sometimes.
Okay.
I'm in that mood.
Jen, have you tried that one yet?
No, I've never been to Oga's, so I haven't had any of the drinks there.
Oh, we're fixing that next trip. And Magical Night of Hope, we're fixing that. All right. I just added something to the list.
Put it on the list.
Put it on the list. It's going. Steph, have you been there?
I've been in there. I haven't sat down and eaten or anything up at the bar, but I would definitely try the drink for sure.
Okay. That's another thing on the list. And we got to get Stephanie hammered on these. Sammy, have you tried them?
I've been to Oga's, but I have not tried it. I'm not a tequila fan, but I do like the idea of the little passion fruit. I think it looks like a good balance. But tequila on a hot day, I think you would just see me on the floor.
Well, that's okay. Check. Adding that to the list. So we got a good plan to go. I'll need extra wheelchairs to get the ladies all around when they're done having a bunch of these. That's awesome. Angela, before we go over to where some fun questions, could I check with you real quick? I think we might have had some friends come back in.
Did have a couple friends that popped in. We have Movies Like Everyone, Carl T, and Mike Wheeler.
Love it. And Mouse Talk, I just saw came in also.
Oh, and one thing I would like to say too is I would like to say hi to all the Ninja Watchers out there.
There is a Ninja
we
Watcher.
have some.
Yeah. That's a good call out. We need to do that more often. That's a great call out. All right. We have fun questions that I do with the ladies at the beginning of the show. And towards the end of the show, we turn the tables and let the ladies ask some fun questions of our guests. And we're going to start that tonight. And I believe, Jen, you're up first.
Okay, so my question for you, Kelsey, is what's your all-time favorite Disney movie and why does it resonate with you?
I struggled with this one. I would say the one I can keep watching, which I know it annoys some people, but Frozen. And why it resonates with me is because I am Norwegian. My grandfather is from Norway.
Oh, cool. I didn't know that.
And they are also Norwegian. And so it's kind of like when I went to Iceland, I felt normal at 6 foot tall, and I was actually erring on the side of short there. So when I was there, I was like, oh, this is exciting. Like I look normal, and usually I stick out like a sore thumb. And so it's one of those things where that movie has always, the names are very much, I have an Elsa and an Anna in my family. And,
oh, wow.
That those Norwegian or Scandinavian like names are names I've heard my whole life. So,
cool.
Yeah.
Okay. Very cool. Good question. Miss Minter, you're up. What's your question tonight?
Okay. If you could live in any Disney movie universe, which one would you choose?
Moana.
Oh, wasn't even any hesitation.
There's no hesitation.
I really
I
enjoy that part of the world, and I love to be in the sun.
I love it. I love it. I love
Good
it.
choice.
Okay. Good choice. Yeah. Sammy, your question tonight would be?
If you were to design a new Disney ride, what would it be based on?
So this was a good question until D23 this year, because I've always been into the villains rides. Like I always said they needed something in that nature. Fantasyland's great, but there's only so many times you can ride Small World and not be annoyed and do that type of thing. So in theory, if villains land in the, big picture, rendering that they created is done and they have that Maleficent roller coaster, sign me up. Like that is ideal. Alternate option, could you bring back Maelstrom? Get rid of the Frozen ride. Despite what I said about my movie, bring back Maelstrom.
Okay. Bringing back some history. Good question. Good answer. It's like it. Well, Steph, I know you want to finish it up with a solid one. What do you got tonight?
All right. So, Miss Kelsey Elizabeth, what is your favorite Disney memory? Now, whether it's a trip to the parks or a childhood moment with a movie.
So I'm going to go with trip to the parks on this one. Every year from, I would say, 11 years old until honestly like 20 something, my parents and I would drive or fly to Orlando from Arkansas, and we would go the 26th to January 2nd for like Christmas or post Christmas into New Year's. And that was just a great time. It's busy as all get out, but it's a special time. It was always something we did. Sometimes they would be like, oh, you can bring a friend as an only child. It's, I have them and myself. So sometimes a friend would come. But it was just a really cool time to see all the decorations and, experience the Festival of the Holidays and do all the holiday things that the parks had to offer, the resorts and all that kind of stuff. So
yeah. Love it.
How many hours is that from Arkansas driving?
Just
curious.
It's a solid 16-hour drive. Birmingham from where we were was the halfway point.
Wow. Very cool. All right.
Yeah.
Great questions, ladies. I love it. It's a great way to get and to know our guests a little bit more. If you're having fun tonight, make sure you're subscribed, watching, hit that like. We're up over 60, working our way to 100. We're getting ready to talk about some channels in a little bit that I think you guys might know. Some you might not. We're going to get into that and have some fun. But to get there, we got to go through the next group of questions. Sammy D, take us on a ride.
Yes. So we all have a story on how we arrived at the Disney YouTube community. Can you share us your journey?
Yes. So COVID, or am I allowed to say that? Was my start to, I'd always watched YouTube. I'm of the generation where, we were makeup gurus and like that's how I learned how to do makeup and French braid my hair and all that kind of stuff. So I was always YouTube fluent. But on the Disney side, when the park shut down and we could no longer go, I just kind of turned to YouTube and watched old videos and, as the parks reopened, found streamers, and Mouse Talk was one of them.
Speaking of the devil.
Speaking
Good
of the
timing.
devil.
Speaking of the devil himself.
So Walt and Melissa kind of introduced me to the live streams and, their partner channels. Hello, welcome. And just kind of, fell into that sphere, and I met them in person in 2022. And then it's just kind of evolved from there. Pete Carney's a big influence in this scenario too, and a good friend of mine. And, he and I have done things in Orlando with, his crew, and we've gone up to Hershey together, and it's just kind of evolved from there, and meeting people while I'm in the parks with, yourself, Pete, as well as Pete Carney and Walt and Melissa, and just meeting folks.
I want to point out that I'm Pete and he is Repeat. First off,
Sure.
and also, mods, could you please grab Mouse Talk's link and drop it in the chat, please?
Yeah, so that's just kind of how I fell into the YouTube community. And it's, of course, you watch the bigger channels like, Tim Tracker and all that kind of stuff. But the smaller channels are actually where I feel we get more content and better content. So,
love it.
Yeah.
Love that. So you have a passion for the Festival of Epcot. Can you please share with us what makes these such an important part of your Disney trips and rank them in order of your preference?
Yeah. So going back to the time of where my parents and I were going to Epcot during the, Christmas and New Year week, if you will, that was kind of the start of the festival of the holidays and that type of thing. While it was maybe not as formal then as it is now, that's kind of what influenced it. Flower and Garden was a thing as well. And if we went during spring break or somewhere around there, that is a big deal for my mom. She's loves the flowers, loves the topiaries. I mean, when I tell you my camera roll is probably filled with flower pictures, just so she's like, I need to repeat that. And
Nice.
so that's kind of how it all started. And then when Festival of the Arts first became a thing, we were down there for President's Day weekend, and just kind of fell into our laps, not planned by any stretch, but went to that festival, saw that. And then Food and Wine is a newer festival, not to Disney, but rather to me, because timing was not always on my side. November is a hard time some years, every other, if you will. And so it's harder for me to get down there during that time. However, in 2019, I was able to go to it for the first time because I was down in Orlando for work in October, and the timing worked out so I was able to kind of explore it. And I love the differences that they bring every year and all that kind of stuff. So rankings, I would say, depending on the year, Arts is number one. Then Flower and Garden, then Holidays, and then Food and Wine.
Okay. Good ranking. That's kind of unique. I love that question there, Sammy, because everybody kind of does their rankings a little bit different on how they flow. And the thing is, nobody's wrong. All the festivals, Disney does a great job with them. So no matter how you rank them, that's a real good thing. So where are we going next?
We're going to go first to see what Angela, do you have anybody who came in?
Yeah, we had some people come in. Walt from Mouse Talk, Sebastian the Crab, Theme Park Casual, Cakes 2112, and Desnoa.
Well, welcome in, friends. Thanks for joining. Make sure you hit that like tonight. We're always trying to power up to 100 likes. Sammy, where would we like to go next?
We are heading over to Jen.
Oh, awesome. Jen, what do you got for us?
Okay, so I'm going to switch topics here and talk a little bit about merch.
Oh boy.
When we talk with our guests, we always find it interesting as to what everyone collects from Disney trips. I understand that one of your key collectibles is popcorn buckets and sippers. Could you tell us about your collection?
Yeah, it's a lot of things I don't need. And they're beautifully displayed at the top shelf of my closet. They're the focal point when you walk in. As you can see, it's not totally my aesthetic, but it is something when I'm in the parks, for some reason, I see it and I'm like, oh, I have to have it. I don't need it, but I have to have it. And it's the popcorn buckets, I would actually say, that are very unique, like, or hard to get. And, you know, when the Figment popcorn bucket came out and I was there for the first Festival of the Arts, I was like, oh, well, obviously I need this too. So I got it. And then the pyramid one, again, it's the unique ones. It's the party ones. It's those type of things. I'm not going to go buy, you know, all of them because I simply don't ever use them. They just sit there and
But
collect
they look
dust.
good. They look good sitting there. And
Correct.
I would say this is a top line. I mean, I don't actually collect them that much, but I would say this is a top line thing to collect.
Yeah. Yeah. So they are really good at just sitting there.
About how many would you say you have?
10.
Rookie.
I know. I know. You know, I should have sweatshirts too. That's my other issue area.
Okay.
Yeah, sweatshirts. Otherwise, this is what I wear to a park. Very plain. I'm not into everything else.
No ears, no pins, nothing like that?
No. And the pin thing, I'm going to keep my thoughts to myself.
You know, we're gonna see her in 6 months somewhere. She's gonna be Disney bounding, looking like Minnie Mouse with all kind of stuff going on in the park. Victor's gonna catch you down there and get pictures. It's gonna happen.
I know. Sweatshirts are it. The way, if I do wear them in the parks, and it's the only time I wear them. I typically don't wear them elsewhere.
Now that's a sweatshirt, not a Spirit jersey.
Now I have a Spirit jersey. Spirit jerseys were a big deal when I was in college. So that was a long time ago now, but they were like the start of the Spirit jersey. And so I had so many, like, ridiculous amounts. And now I cannot bring myself to buy one because I had too many.
Okay.
Okay. So for you, it's quality, not quantity of collectibles.
Correct.
Okay. That's good.
Yeah.
Good layout. Okay.
Teach me how to do that because I need to learn to say no.
Yeah. I have the mindset of buy something nice once instead of buying the cheaper version multiple times.
Oh.
Okay.
I like
Interesting.
that.
That's good.
Versus
That's good.
jewelry, very much that thought process.
Okay.
Nice. Okay, so my next question is international parks and Aulani in Hawaii tend to be on many of our hopeful one-day bucket lists. Are you inspired to visit any of these locations with your passion to travel?
Yes. So Tokyo is number 1 on my list. Paris is the easiest for me to get to. Do I love Paris after many times of being there? No. So I'm going to put Tokyo number 1, Hong Kong number 2. I saw it one time from the Hong Kong airport. But when we were there, we didn't have time to go. It was like a day trip on our way to Vietnam. And so just timing with a big group, and everyone could not be in agreement on going to Disney for a day. And I was like, what's wrong with everyone? So that's the extent of my wants. Shanghai, maybe down the line.
Okay.
but not right now. But Tokyo, number one, based purely on how the Japanese operate. Everything is so efficient, and that's ideal.
That's a good one. That was a good question. Very unique look into Kelsey Elizabeth. One thing I figured out is I say, "Hey, I'm going to go down to the stadium. It's 10 minutes away," and she's like, "I'm going to Vietnam. I got nothing going on." So I stopped over to Hong Kong on my way to Vietnam on the way. Stop. It's just I love it. I love it. Love it. Love it. Love it.
Mhm.
All right. Well, to get to know our guests in a Disney fashion, you got to ask those unique, what's your favorite question? There's nobody better that does that on our dais than Miss Stephanie Kiel. So I'm going to throw that to you again and say, Steph, what favorites are we asking her about?
Okay, so are you ready?
I'm
Just
ready.
go ahead and jump right in. All right, what is your favorite Disney park?
Depends on my day.
Okay.
Epcot, I could be in all day. Walk that
Yes.
1.2 miles over and over and over. But as of late, I've really loved Animal Kingdom.
Yeah,
Wow.
that's awesome.
Yeah.
A lot of
Yay
people
for the
saying that.
animals. Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, Disney Resort.
Everyone's going to hate my answer. Grand Floridian.
Well, it is very bougie.
And it's a very
It is.
yeah.
All right, Disney property restaurant.
Does it count if I say Shula's?
That
sure
counts.
can.
Yeah.
Okay. Shula's.
It's
For
awesome.
sure.
It is.
Love
Is it the
Shula.
steak?
Yeah. Well, I can't
Steak?
eat steak, but
No.
they have a great wedge salad and they have good crab cakes, even though they're in Florida. Pete, I'm right here with you. I understand.
But they're still good. Maybe they import them from Maryland. So.
Maybe.
Maybe.
But it is something I think everyone should go to once. It is expensive, but quality, it's obviously what I'm about.
That's true.
It is
That's
good.
That's
I will
very
second
good.
it. It's exceptional. I will accept. I back that up.
Yeah.
So, bucket list park of choice. I'm guessing it was Shanghai. No, not Shanghai.
Tokyo.
Tokyo. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay, we got that one. Favorite all-time nighttime show.
Happily Ever After, but watching it on the pontoon boat that you can rent from the Contemporary of the Grand Floridian or Poly.
Wow.
But that is the superior way, in my opinion, because there's only 7 additional people in that boat with you.
Aww.
Really? That sounds fun. Okay.
Hey, Paul,
It
did
is-
you hear that? What a great idea.
It is
In December.
super fun. And they give you snacks, and it's a little expensive, but if you do split it up between the 8 people total that you can bring on the boat, it is worth it, in my personal opinion. And you can bring your own drinks and snacks, but they have non-alcoholic and Disney-shaped snacks on the boat.
But you can bring alcoholic drinks on the boat?
Correct.
Okay.
And they give you a little tour around Bay Lake, and they show you, behind the scenes things. It's really cool. It really is.
So there.
Paul, if you're looking for a part-time job, I need help putting up balloons on November 2nd. Just saying. Need help. We'll pay
he's
good
gonna
money.
need a part-time job for that. Okay. Favorite seasonal. Wait, I'm sorry. Let's jump to the parade first. Favorite all-time parade.
Boo to you.
Oh.
Me too. Oh, I love it.
Mhm.
Okay, cool.
Awesome. All right. Favorite seasonal time in the parks.
Christmas.
Christmas.
Yeah.
I was going to guess that. All right. Favorite go-to snack that you must have every single time you go.
I love the school bread. Derry and I don't love each other, but the school bread.
Yeah, school
The
boy bread.
lefse. I grew up on lefse though, so it's a very acquired taste if you don't like lefse. But any from the bakery in Norway.
Yes.
Or chips and salsa with a nice margarita from Mexico right next door. Depends on
Or
the day.
both.
Yeah,
Me.
or both.
All right. Favorite ride in any park.
Guardians.
Great.
Okay. Great answer.
I can't bring myself to do that. The whole
Just
Disney thing.
close your eyes the whole time.
Really?
I promise you.
Because I
It
did
worked.
that on another ride, and they said not to close your eyes, but I couldn't.
No.
I got really sick.
I can't watch screens. Like Ratatouille makes me
Yeah,
violently ill.
Yeah.
But the minute I close my eyes or look at the track, the number one thing, and my mom was scared when she wrote it for the first time, and I said, whatever you do, do not look at the screens. And she was fine.
Yeah. Good call.
So,
I've closed my eyes a couple of times when I've had headaches or something on that, and
Yeah.
Preston wanted to go, and it actually worked pretty well. So I was
Yeah.
surprised. So,
Sweet.
call.
Good tip. Very good tip.
All right, where are we
All
going?
right.
Steph?
Miss Angela is next with our final segment.
Yes. So we ask those enhancers and creators of the community to share with us some of the content they love. So we asked Kelsey 3 of her most impressive channels that she follows. So tonight she has suggested Adventures by Carney, Traveling Around Disney, and Living in Diz. So if you could share with us a little bit as to why you are suggesting Living in Diz.
Yeah. So this is a family that I predominantly ninja watch. I will pipe in, especially when they're talking about tennis shoes. I know that sounds funny, but I'm very passionate about my tennis shoes. And they are just a great family. I think Corey does a great job of going around the parks and seeing it from a different view, and great quality. And very involved with those around him as well as his family. So, yeah.
Good. They do a very good job. Good friends of the channel. Go ahead.
So Todd and Michelle, I just love the wholesomeness of it and how they are honest and just have a great time doing everything that, whether it's within Disney, outside of Disney, or, on their cruise videos. I think they just have a really fun time, no matter their situation they're in. Oh, P. Carney. Pete Carney and I have become great friends over the years. He is always up for a great time, whether it's in Disney, outside of Disney. He just is there and is the number one people pleaser around, and always is considerate to those that he's with. Pete is Pete.
He's a good man. So before two things, for the chat, for everybody watching, the 40-some people watching now, or if you're watching on replay, here's my call out to you. If you're enjoying the Triple C show and what these ladies put into it, one thing we want to start new is reach out to the Instagrams or the Facebook Messenger that these channels have, Living in Diz, and our friends over at Traveling. But let me bring up their things again for you right there. Traveling Around Disney, Adventures by Carney, or Living in Diz. They all have social medias, Instagram, Facebook. Tell them, hey, I heard about your channel over on the Triple C show with Pete McDivitt and the ladies. Let them know we're over here talking about them and they're hearing about it. I'm sure it would excite those channels to know that someone came onto our channel as a guest and talked about them in a good highlights, just like Mouse Talk was in here tonight and he got to hear it live, but those 3 channels are not. So if you reach out to their Instagrams or whatever, just let them know. Kelsey was saying real nice things about them over here. I'd really appreciate that. Before I go to Jen and we get a great recap, because I know it's going to be good. Angela, do we have anybody else we want to say hi to before? I don't want to miss anybody. It's important for me to always say hello.
Right. So we have Mr. Fulton Morass, Murph, Corby Sinclair, How About Ghosts, Chris S., and Timothy Cresswara.
Awesome. That's fantastic. Thank you. All right, Jen, tell me what we had going on tonight. We got a great recap here.
Yep, it was another amazing show tonight. Here are some highlights. It's always fascinating learning new things about a guest, especially when you uncover unique experiences, interests, and passions that help paint a fuller picture of who they are. Tonight with Kelsey, we accomplished this goal. It's inspiring to meet someone who's both a world traveler and inspired by Disney. Her love for exploration is not just about seeing new places, but also about experiencing the magic that brings Disney to life. It's incredible again on the Triple C show to connect with someone who's deeply immersed in the Disney community, collecting unique Disney popcorn buckets, staying up to date with Disney YouTubers, and sharing a true passion for all things Disney. It's amazing to meet someone with an enthusiasm for Epcot festivals, run Disney events, and taking Disney tours. Kelsey's love for Disney goes beyond the attractions. She enjoys immersing herself in the culture, culinary experiences, and behind-the-scenes magic that makes Disney so special. I encourage everyone to leave a comment on the show with your thoughts on the interview, because you never know when there's going to be a prize.
Like right now, when I tell you there's going to be a $30 valued prize, really cool, for the
Ooh.
person who goes back and figures out how many countries and how many states Kelsey's been to and puts it in the chat, not in this chat, but as a comment on there. And I will pick one of those people on the late night show to give away a prize to. So there's a hidden gem for everybody tonight.
Nice.
You got to go back and figure it out. You got to go back. And figure it out.
Nice.
So love that. Love that.
I like it.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So also want to highlight tonight, Dad Builds will be live later. I believe Baker's going at 7:15 doing his where in the heck is Baker hanging out or hiding thing. I don't believe Dave is going live tonight, but I believe Chris will be later and Baker. You can check out those two guys. I have a big surprise. I told the ladies beforehand, on my late night show tonight for Insomniacs, I have a surprise guest coming on that has never been on my channel before, that has well over 18,000 plus followers, heading towards 20,000 followers. So if you'd really like to see a surprise Disney guest and meet them for the first time, come in tonight on Insomniacs. After Dad Builds, come over to me and say hello and meet somebody new. It'll be kind of cool. Next week, I'm excited about next week. I believe next week we're going to have our first naked guest coming in to the show. That's what
No.
Are we sure?
That is not in the storyboard.
Oh, that's what I read.
We didn't discuss that. That was not discussed in our production meeting.
That was in the production meeting.
It was not in the production meeting.
It's what he does when we're backstage and we're trying to talk and he's walking around behind like that I can't focus. Stephanie, tell me who's coming on next week.
I guess we can't really deny that one fact there, but
Nope.
it wasn't completely. Anyway,
Nope.
All right. So I'm sure you're all totally excited about this and to hear more about the Naked Man. All right. So next week's guest is a well-known moderator in the Disney community who supports many channels and even has one of his own that features challenge coins. Straight from Maryland, it's Mr. Paul Engel.
Paul Engel will be joining us.
Yeah. Paul's going to be here. He's the father of 3. He has served as a firefighter and has recently retired from law enforcement. He is an NHL fan, and the Washington Capitals is where he pledges his allegiance. Joining us next week is your friend and my main squeeze, Mr. Paul Engel.
Nice. Paul will be here. Paul's a big supporter of the community, and importantly to me, a very good friend. And I'm glad he'll be here, being featured on the channel. And we're excited because Stephanie's going to write that, so we'll have some great questions, and it'll be fun to see Paul in the hot seat there as we go through. I want to take the time to thank our guest tonight. It was great to get to know Kelsey a little bit more, and she rode a camel, which I'm just blown away. I've always liked to.
In Arkansas.
Have you ridden an elephant? The heck? Oh, we're definitely getting you on 2 truths and a lie, because I can't wait, because that's gonna be amazing. How many animals have you ridden? Over a dozen?
Probably.
Holy heck. Oh, I want to hear about the riding.
I've also eaten a lot of weird foods.
Oh, we're definitely talking about that. Yes,
Yeah.
we're talking about that. So that's good stuff. Our guest has been absolutely amazing tonight. It's been a great time to get to know her. Thanks for everybody for joining us tonight and hitting that like and doing it. Let's do our final thought of the night. We'll go next to me first, which way do I need to go? That way. Sammy.
Well, Kelsey, thank you for coming on. It was nice to get to know you, and I love the fact that you're a traveler. It's very inspiring. So thank you so much for coming on.
Thank you.
Steph?
Yes. So thank you so much for being here and for sharing your love of getting the best thing first instead of wasting your time on cheap imitations. I can appreciate that. So, yep.
Love it.
Thank you.
Especially with your men. Make sure. Yeah.
Angela, good Lord.
Thank you for coming on with us. It's been great to know a little bit more about your Disney likes and everything, and then hearing about some of your travels and some of the adventures that you've done. So it's been nice to get to know you
Yeah.
a little bit more.
Thank
Have you ever ridden a hippo?
No, but when I was in Kenya, or was it Kenya, Tanzania? One of the two. This summer, there was a river when one was right there and I was at the riverbank because I was like, well, YOLO.
Oh my God, Jen, have you ever ridden a giraffe?
No.
Okay, thank God. Go ahead, Jen.
Wow. Well, Kelsey, I just want to say that I think you are such an asset to our community. Your smile, your knowledge, your experience just really enhances what we have going on here in our YouTube family. So thank you so much for coming on streams and telling us all about yourself. And it was an honor to meet you at the meetup. And I really appreciate everything that you've contributed. So thank you.
Thank you.
I love
Thank
it. Love
you.
it. Kelsey, your final thought, and then I'll close things out here.
Great. Thank you all for having me on. It's been fun. It's, things I don't get to talk about in my day-to-day life, which, it's nice to have the reprieve of it all, especially in these last final few weeks of the craziness of my job.
Yep.
So yeah, just thank you all so much. I'm honored to be a part of the community and friends with everyone here. And, thank you.
Love it. Shelly
Also,
L.
Go Chiefs.
Shelly L says couldn't chat, but love you, Kelsey. Make sure you're subscribed. Shelly, don't make me come
hey,
at you.
Shelly. She
Don't
and I went to Hershey with Pete together.
Nice. Well, Shelly, make sure you're subscribed, and maybe we'll get you on here. Get her on here one day. And of course,
She's
Thousand
awesome.
Journeys says go Chiefs. I think after as much as I did to Kelly today, I at least can do that.
And go Jets in about an hour.
About an hour. So a couple quick things for me. One, I'm excited that Kelsey's going to be helping a little bit more with the upcoming Maryland meetup with me because she lives close and she's volunteered to help out with that, which is great. And I appreciate that. I want to echo Jen's sentiment. I was thinking the same thing. What people bring to the community, the people that are on this dais and are part of this show, when we put it together, it was about finding those people in the community that make this community better just by being a part of it and coming in and saying hello and open that door. These ladies were that way when we started the show, and you are that way, obviously, when you came in. I think it makes it better. And I'm glad that you're so entrenched with so many. You helped so many people. A lot of people don't know how much you helped Carney with things. And a couple of times I've said to you, hey, could you? Yeah, 100%. And that's just your personality and the way you are. And it's good to have good people here. Thank you for doing the show tonight. I thought you were an amazing guest. And we'll probably have you on back down during the holidays as we do a couple group get-togethers. You can come on and tell us about your ostriches. Have you eaten an ostrich or ridden an ostrich?
I have eaten ostrich, yes.
Because they have them in the backyard. See, I told you
Yes,
that.
right there.
Nobody believes. Nobody believes. So thanks everybody for coming again. Hit that like. Don't forget to go in for the contest. I announced it a little bit ago. If you're watching the replay, maybe you get in. Next week, Paul Engels sitting in the hot seat, having some fun with us. It'll be a good time. Thank you all for joining the Triple C show. It's been an amazing evening. I hope that you'll tell your friends and come back again with us here sometime soon. I'm trying to get down to the closeout, and it didn't want to let me. Good night, everybody. We're out of here. Stay tuned.
You got a smile that makes the sun rise. You make it shine.